Any correction or comment as to our minutes dated September 17, 2024?
Mr. Chair,
Honorable Ryan Dumaran is recognized.
if there is no more correction, I move for the adoption of the previous minutes dated September 17, 2024.
There is a motion for the adoption of our minutes, duly seconded. Any objection? So, hearing none, the said minutes dated September 17, 2024 is hereby adopted.
So we are now on the privileged hour, Your Honor.
Any member who wants to render a privileged speech? Honorable Darlene Lama is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, regarding sa incident kagabi nga report bala sa may pakadto sa New Pangasinan tong natirohan nga isa naton ka constituent. So dugay na daw naga-request ang aton barangay nga kung pwede butangan sang another butangan sang post, oo, police box. So okay daw nang kung tan-awon gid daw sa kabilugan damo na daw insidente. Hindi lang sunod-sunod pero dira gid daw nga portion ang ano. That's all, Mr. Chairman.
Honorable Dolar is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Good morning to each and everyone. So, in follow-up sa report ni Honorable Lama, Mr. Chair, so bago lang diri man si Mama Mary Jean Bidia from Tayugo, atong mga kabataan ng itong hindi naman ito kabataan kay 21 years old naman itong natiruhan kagabi, gapanamang kuno sila. So according sa iya nga nag-agi itong motor, do katatlo ako nag-flashlightan sa mata atong nagamotor, siguro na alarman siguro kagin posilman sila kaya do flashlightan nila kuno sa mata according kay Ma'am Mary Jane kay nangari diri. So kag ang atong nakamotor kuno nakabunit kuno according sa iya man tinita ng balaan. So do may ara kita da nga post dira sa New Pangasinan. So daw ni ko balaan ko na active na siya kay amo ganito nga may tanod kita sa una agin ambos man sa post gid nila nga itong napatay nga sa New Pangasinan. Pero atong na-disgrasya kagabi, Mr. Chair, from Tayugo ato sila nga mga tao. That's all, Mr. Chair.
We will coordinate with the office of our Chief of Police to verify the matter. But as regard the request of establishing or putting up of another outpost or police box near the area sang New Pangasinan, actually it was already brought out during one of the meetings of the Peace and Order Council, no, na mention naman nakap. We will make a follow-up regarding sa pag reactivate sa tong outpost dito. Kaya may mga concerns lang ang aton nga mga BIPAT, especially sa barangay New Pangasinan kay under sila nga jurisdiction atong outpost. Hindi man lang sila makabutang sang establish ang outpost dito kung wala sang organic PNP personnel or personnel coming from the Armed Forces of the Philippines. But I suppose ang Office of the Acting Mayor naga follow up na o nagalabi na para mabutangan dito sang troops dito sa area sa may Kalipa. Madam Darlene.
Follow up ko lang no. Dira abi nga area, Mr. Chairman, regarding sa kapulisan man sang side sang Bagong Bayan diri sa tabok sang Tulay. Daw katatlo na dira nga may ginalagas. Amo lang daw nang nagamotor gapang lagas.
Noted, Honorable Darlene. We will talk with the Office of the Acting Mayor. At the same time, nastoryahan man ni siya during isang meeting, sang Peace and Order Council meeting, tong previous nga last meeting lang. Ina nga concern. Nagahulat na lang kung sino ba ang magbutang, AFP ba or PNP. Kay accordingly, sa end sang BIPAT naton, ang nahambalas ni Kapitan Heidi Pancho do reluctant sila mag-duty pag wala sila sang unod upod ng organic PNP personnel, kaya nga ito nga bipat di man allowed magdala sang firearms. Sige, noted, Honorable Darlene. Any more concern, Honorable
Mr. Chairman.
Honorable Mrs. Dollar is recognized.
So once again, good morning, Mr. Presiding Officer, and to each and everyone. So my concern, Mr. Chair, is ining mga ordinances na nga natapos na approve na diri sa aton, ibig sabihin na published na. Halimbawa itong mendikansiya ordinance nato, no? So base in the aware ang aton nga local chief executive, dapat ang pagpa-implement sini, so siguro need pa ba nga i-follow up naton, o kung halimbawa sa per office diri within the jurisdiction of the municipal of ISULAN, nga pwede naton nabutangan sang tungod sa mendicancy law naton nga bawal ang solicitation do amo na. So kag ginasuggest ko, Mr. Chair, during the flag ceremony, dapat mabalaan sang aton ng mga employees sang tanan man nga may mga ara kita nga mga ordinances nga natapos na. So I suggest nga ang aton nga presiding officer nga mag-announce ang mga ordinances nga natapos na during flag ceremony, kag to follow up the local chief executive, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Noted, Honorable Moises Dolar. No, as regard naman sa as required by law for us to for an ordinance to be valid, maliban sa pagpasa sa Sangguniang Bayan kag pag-review sa Sangguniang Panalawigan, it needs to be published. Amo na gina-publish naton sa newspaper kag sa pila to, Ma'am Rax, 3 conspicuous places ang aton nga mga ordinansa. But then again, we need a massive information drive campaign para sa awareness man sang public sa mga ordinansa kag mga policies na gina-approve sa Sangguniang Bayan. Kaya we will make use of our social media. May Facebook account man or Facebook page man ang Sangguniang Bayan. Can we direct or instruct our staffs to post sa social media atong mga ordinansa nga ginapasa naton? Kaya maliban sa required sang layi nga ginapublish nato sa newspaper, I know na mas damo na gid subong man nagagamit sa social media.
So it is
Yes, Ma'am Raquel.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And in connection to the, any additional to the privileged speech of Honorable Dolar with regards to our ordinances, approved ordinances, may we know also the status of our ordinances if napahimuan na ba sa mga IRR for us to, isa pa lang, especially itong ordinansa naton itong mga previouses pa. Kaya ito hindi naman ma-implement kung wala kita sa mga IRR actually, no? So we request maybe our legal office or the local chief executive to remind our legal office in crafting the IRR of our approved ordinances, Mr. Chair.
Noted, Honorable Ryan Dumaran. Any more concern? Honorable Garingo is recognized.
Mr. Chair, may I put it on record that it is actually not the work of the legal officer to draft the IRR. Supposedly, it should be the implementing office. So usually, under other LGUs, they would usually issue an EO na parang there's like a recurring committee na mag-draft ng IRR. For example, if it's about traffic, diba, it's under the office of the mayor. In our LGU, because the traffic division is under the office of the mayor, so ang magiging chairman most likely will be the administrator. Tapos, yung other members sa baba, sir, will be like parang paulit-ulit na lang. So,
We have to.
it's not like
yes.
the main job of the legal officer. So
Yes,
we
sir.
can, so it's the main job of the executive gid siya.
I suppose we have I don't know if it's an EO or a composition of a technical committee as regard the crafting of the IRR. As what we mentioned by Honorable Garingo, atong concerned office, like for example, if it's concerns sa our health, ang MHO ang maghimo. But then again, it's under the office of the executive department. We will remind and inform the concerned office and the executive, the office of the mayor as regard the ordinances passed and approved by this office. Although ang aton nga ordinansa ginapirmahan man ginasang mayor before it will be submitted sa Sangguniang Bayan for review. But then again, we will furnish them as regard the status of the review and compliance sa Sangguniang Bayan sa posting requirement and publication sa aton nga office. Honorable Garingo.
Mr. Chair, the drafting of the IRR, parang it's so unfair ba to like give the entire burden to the mayor? It's really a daunting task na I think the primary responsibility should fall on the implementing office concerned. Kasi hindi na gid na maisip sang mayor ba with all the ceremonial duties niya and duties pa ng office niya. So dapat we should be reminding the office na mag-implement. Siya ang mag-remind sa mayor ba na, sir, we need to,
Yes.
ganon. Parang it's unfair to give the entire burden to him.
We won't be giving the burden to the office of the mayor, but then again, as mentioned by Honorable Ryan Dumaran, it is the mayor who has the jurisdiction and control and supervision over the department heads of the LGU. Honorable Ma'am Raquel Sumlingo is off the record.
So we are now on the first reading. The first item is the endorsement letter received from the Office of the Mayor, forwarding to Honorable Engineer Marvin Dalanon the letter of appeal received from Kumasa Masbacas Irrigators Association. So, Your Honor,
Endorse that letter to Engineer Honorable Engineer Marvin Dalanon.
so item number 2, endorsement letter received from the Office of the Mayor, forwarding to the Acting Honorable Vice Mayor the letter from the Municipal Health Officer requesting assistance to create trust fund.
Refer this matter to the Committee on Finance.
So we have no more items on the first reading, Your Honor, but we have just received this annual budget for calendar year 2025 of Barangay Impaw, Your Honor.
Refer that matter to the Committee on Finance.
So, since there are no more items under first reading, we'll proceed
For a
to the...
while, Ma'am Raquel, can we declare a 5-minute recess? I have to get the documents submitted by the DILG. 5-minute recess is declared.
So, another, Your Honor, this matter was not included in our order of business. So this is an endorsement coming from the Office of the Municipal Mayor to the Honorable Acting Mayor. This is from the Department of the Interior and Local Government. So this is guidelines for the undertaking foreign benchmarking activity.
If there's no objection from the floor, please include that matter on first reading in today's session. May we request our secretary? Ano na mga salient, ano lang?
Mga salient and case. So these guidelines for the undertaking foreign and benchmarking activity read this, Your Honor. So, only the salient um, features of this letter, Your Honor, no. So, this is pursuant to the ILG MC number 2022-147, series of 2022. And one of the prerequisites to support requests for official travel, such as benchmarking activities, is an invitation letter from the host country or sponsoring agency. And be apprised that in this context, the host country refers to the government of the country the LGU intends to visit, while the sponsoring agency may be a private entity acting as a proponent. So there are additional documents as regards the benchmarking activity in foreign countries. The LGU intending to benchmark in other foreign countries shall comply the following: LGU initiative, study tour, or benchmarking purposes. A. CapDev agenda of the LGU concerned. B. Training design. C. Itinerary of travel or program of activities. And for the national government agencies initiative, study tour or benchmarking purposes. So, invitation from the NJA's central office or regional office. B. Certification from the NJA central office stating that the purpose of the trip is in consonance in line with their overall program. And attendance to the Local Government Technical Exchange Cooperation or Sister City Partnership Agreement activities. Invitation letter from the host country or LGU in abroad, and copy of draft of the Memorandum of Agreement or Memorandum of Understanding between the LGU concerned and the LGU abroad. So, those are the salient features of this letter, Your Honor, of this guidelines, Your Honor.
Noted, Madam Secretary. Please be guided of that letter coming from the ILG. That's for our information.
So we'll proceed now to the committee reports. The Committee on Finance, Budget, Appropriations, and Ways and Means will render its report.
Honorable Dolar is recognized.
So good morning to each and everyone. So this Committee on Finance, Budget, Appropriation, and Ways and Means Committee Report number 2024-24. Committee Report pursuant to the referred calendar year 2024 supplemental budget number 1 of Barangay Bambad to this committee. The same was forwarded to the Office of the Municipal Budget Officer for preliminary review. On September 17, 2024, this office received copies of a preliminary review of this supplemental budget from the Office of the Municipal Budget Officer, addressed to the honorable members of the Sanggunian through yours truly as the chairperson of this committee. Item: Supplemental budget number 1 for calendar year 2024 of Barangay Bambad amounting to 2 million pesos. Findings: as per preliminary review, the supplemental budget number 1 for calendar year 2024 of Barangay Bambad involving a total appropriation of 2 million pesos, revealed substantial compliance with Republic Act 71660 and its implementing rules and regulations, and subject to the following conditions as follows. Funds for the purchase of one unit rescue vehicle shall be disbursed in accordance with the provisions of the BM Budget Circular 2022-1, specifying the omnibus guidelines in acquisition, use, rental, and replacement of government motor vehicles, dated February 11, 2022. The memorandum of agreement must be approved by both parties, LGU ISULAN and Barangay Bambad. The programs, projects, and activities, the BPS of this supplemental budget should be included in the annual investment program of the municipality of ISULAN and Barangay Development Investment Plan of Barangay Bambad. Accordingly, it is understood that the respective review action for the supplemental budgets does not authorize any item of appropriation that is specifically prohibited or inconsistent with the provisions of law. Further, strict compliance with all existing accounting, auditing, and other administrative rules and regulations shall be properly observed in the implementation of this supplemental budget, and the same shall be a responsibility of the concerned implementing barangay unit. Finally, based on the foregoing findings, the committee is of unanimous opinion to declare the supplemental budget number 1 for calendar year 2024 of Barangay Bambad operative in its entirety, effective immediately as reviewed by the committee pursuant to Section 333 of Republic Act 7160 as amended, otherwise known as the Local Government Code of 1991. Recommendation. Wherefore, premises considered, the committee hereby recommends passing a resolution declaring the supplemental budget number 1 for calendar year 2024 of Barangay Bambad amounting to 2 million pesos operative in its entirety as of its effective date. This measure shall be deliberated on a second reading decision. Respectfully submitted by the Committee on Finance, Budget, Appropriations, Ways and Means. Yours truly as Chairperson, Honorable Marvin Delanon as Committee Vice Chairperson.
Any question or clarification as regard the content of the committee report? So if there's none, what's the pleasure of the committee?
Mr. Chair, I move for the adoption of my committee report number 2024-24.
Second.
There's a motion for the adoption of the committee report, duly seconded. Any objection? There being none, the said committee report is hereby adopted and scheduled for second reading in today's session. Next item, Madam Secretary.
Next is the report of the Committee on Health, Sanitation, and Nutrition. May harap agad.
So, another committee report, Mr. Chair. Committee on Finance, Budget, Appropriations, and Ways and Means. Committee report number 2024-25. Pursuant to the referred matters to this committee, a public hearing was conducted on September 19, 2024 at 9:30 in the morning at the office of SANGGUNIANG BAYAN, Session Hall, ISULAN, SULTAN, KUDARAT. Invited during the public hearing were 17 punong barangays, the municipal budget officer, the municipal engineer building official, the MPOC representative, the security officer, the manager of Sokilco Incorporated, and the members of comprising this committee. Items. Proposed ordinance exempting all indigents from building permits in relation to the electrification program. Proposed ordinance granting cash incentives to qualified BPATs of the 17 barangays of the municipality of ISULAN. Discussions and findings. Item number 1. Proposed ordinance exempting all indigents from building permits in relation to the electrification program. The committee presented for discussion the proposed ordinance entitled An Ordinance Waiving the Collection of Building Permit Fees and All Other Required Fees for All Qualified Sitio Electrification Program Beneficiaries. The Barangay Electrification Program, or BIP, is a government initiative aimed at providing electricity to barangays that lack access to reliable and affordable power. It aims to improve the quality of life of residents by providing reliable and affordable electricity. The collection of building permit fees shall and all other fees may pose a financial burden to beneficiaries of the barangay electrification program, potentially hindering the progress and the success of electrification efforts. All building permit fees required for the construction, installation, or renovation of electrical infrastructure and all other fees required under the barangay electrification program shall be waived for qualified beneficiaries. The qualification and verification as per ordinance, the Municipal Engineering Office, in coordination with the Barangay Electrification Program Committee, shall be responsible for verifying the qualification of beneficiaries and ensuring compliance with the criteria set forth by the program. Recommendation. Wherefore, premises considered, the committee hereby recommends passing an ordinance waiving the collection of building permit fees and all other required fees for all qualified situ electrification program beneficiaries. Further, that this measure shall be deliberated on second reading decision. And item number 2, proposed ordinance granting cash incentives to qualified BPATs of the 17 barangays of the municipality of ISULAN. The committee presented for discussion the proposed ordinance entitled an ordinance granting a 500 pesos monthly subsidy honoraria to each qualified member of Barangay Peacekeeping Action Team or BPAT, Barangay Tanod in the municipality of ISULAN. The committee finds basis in passing the said ordinance by virtue of the ILG Memorandum Circular Number 2024-86, otherwise known as the Omnibus Policy on the Administration and Strengthening the Capacities of Barangay Tanods as Agents of Peace and Development, particularly 5171, which provides that all duly appointed appointed members of the Barangay Tanod shall be granted honoraria, allowances, and such other emoluments as may be authorized by law of or barangay, municipal, or city ordinance. The committee recognizes the importance of contribution of BPAT Barangay Tanods who fearlessly, selflessly, and painstakingly discharging their duties and responsibilities through volunteerism just to maintain the peace and order not only of the barangay but also the municipality as a whole. It shall be the policy of the municipality of ISULAN to protect and promote the rights and the welfare of the barangay volunteer workers such as the BPATs, Barangay Tanods, to enhance their capabilities in the maintenance and the promotion of peace and order. The qualification as per ordinance, a member of the BPAT Barangay Tanod is entitled to the monthly subsidy honoraria 500 provided he or she meet the following qualifications. Number 1, he must be a Filipino citizen. Number 2, must be a resident of barangay where he or she is appointed as a BPAT Barangay Tanod for at least 6 months. Must not be convicted to any offense. And number 4, he or she is duly appointed as a BPAT Barangay Tanod by the barangay concerned. The financial requirement for the implementation of the ordinance shall be sourced out from the annual general fund budget for calendar year 2025 and for the years thereafter, particularly under the MPOC fund. Recommendation. Wherefore, premises considered, the committee hereby recommends passing of an ordinance granting a 500 pesos monthly subsidy honoraria to each qualified member of Barangay Peacekeeping Action Team or BPAT, Barangay Tanod in the municipality of ISULAN. Further, that this measure shall be deliberated on second reading decision. Respectfully submitted by the Committee on Finance, Budget, Appropriation, and Ways and Means. Committee Chairman, yours truly, and Honorable Marvin Dalanon as Committee Vice Chairman.
What's the pleasure of the committee?
So, Mr. Chair, I move for adoption of my committee report number 2024-25 and it shall be deliberated on second reading this session.
Second.
There's a motion duly seconded. Any objection? Hearing none, the said committee report number 2024-25 of the Committee on Finance is hereby adopted and scheduled for second reading today's session.
The last, Mr. Presiding Officer, the Committee on Health and Nutrition and Sanitation. Committee report on the Committee on Health, Nutrition and Sanitation. Committee report number 2024-4. Pursuant to the referred matters to this committee, a public hearing was conducted on September 19, 2024 at 10:30 in the morning at the office of the Sangguniang Bayan Session Hall, ISULAN, SULTAN, KUDARAT. Invited during the public hearing were 17 punong barangays, the municipal budget officer, the health officer, and the members comprising this committee. Item: Proposed ordinance institutionalizing the mental health care program in the municipality of ISULAN, establishing mechanisms and guidelines for its implementation, adoption certain provision of Republic Act 11036, appropriating funds thereof and for other purposes. Findings: The Municipal Health Office through the Municipal Health Board endorsed to the Sangguniang Bayan the crafting of an ordinance that will institutionalize the mental health care program in the municipality, wherein the same was calendared on first reading last September 17, regular session, and was referred to this committee for public hearing. The draft ordinance was presented to the body for discussion wherein its passage is anchored on the following justifications to it. Section 2 of the Philippine Constitution provides that the state affirms the basic right of all Filipinos to mental health as well as the fundamental rights of people who require mental health services. The state commits itself to promoting the well-being of people by ensuring the mental health is valued, promoted, and protected. Mental health conditions are treated and prevented timely, affordable, high quality, and culturally appropriate mental care is made available to the public. Mental health services are free from coercion and accountable to the services users, and persons affected by mental health conditions are able to exercise the full range of human rights and participate fully in society and at work, free from stigmatization and discrimination. Mental health, as defined by the World Health Organization, is a state of well-being in which the individual realizes his or her own abilities, can cope with the normal stresses of life, can work productively and fruitfully, and is able to make a contribution to his or her community. Number 3, likewise, mental health is a vital part of person's total health, and that the issue on mental health contain not just the traditional mental disorders but the issues of population who are susceptible to psychosocial risk caused by extreme life experiences such as traumatic incidents, events, disasters, near-death experiences, heinous and violent crimes, internal displacement brought about by religious and civil unrest, as well as the psychosocial matters of daily living, the preserving sense of well-being in these complicated times. Number 4, the Sangguniang, by the virtue of Resolution number 2023-0108, ISP adopted a Republic Act number 11036, otherwise known as the Mental Health Act, mandating local government units to strengthen programs and governance to promote mental health wellness by formulating, developing, implementing national policies, strategies, programs, and regulations relating to mental health. In the Philippines, mental illness is becoming a common disability, and at least 3.6 million Filipinos suffer from mental, neurological, and substance use disorder, according to the Department of Health. The Department of Health, DOH, is a collaboration with the World Health Organization, launched the 2024-2028 Philippine Council for Mental Health. strategic framework to guide the development and implementation of mental health policies, programs, and services to address the significant burden of mental illness and improve mental health and well-being in the country, wherein local government units are required to support the mental health program by reviewing, formulating, and developing regulations and guidelines necessary to implement an effective healthcare and wellness policy within their territorial jurisdiction, including the passage of a local ordinance focusing on the mental health, which are consistent with the existing national policies and guidelines. The committee finds that there is a need to review, update, evaluate, and institutionalize the mental health program in the municipality of ISULAN ordinance in compliance with Republic Act 11036, otherwise known as the Mental Health Act, and in order to improve enhance its delivery and accessibility to the constituents who may need the mental health care services. On recommendation, wherefore premises considered, this committee hereby recommends passing an ordinance institutionalizing the mental health care program in the municipality of ISULAN, Sultan Kudarat, establishing mechanisms and guidelines for its implementation, adopting certain provisions of Republic Act 11036, appropriating funds therefore and for other purposes. Further, that this measure be deliberated on second reading decision. Respectfully submitted by Committee on Health, Nutrition, and Sanitation, yours truly as a committee chairperson, and Honorable Marvin L. Dalanon, the committee vice chairperson.
Any question or clarification as regard the content of the committee report of the Committee on Health? So if there's none, will the committee move for its adoption?
Mr. Chair, I move for the adoption of my committee report number 2024-4.
Second the motion.
There's a motion for the adoption of the committee report, duly seconded. Any objection? So hearing none, the said committee report number 2024-4 of the Committee on Health, Nutrition is hereby adopted and scheduled for second reading in today's session. Next item, Madam Secretary.
So next committee to report is the Committee on Women, Family, and Solo Parent.
The chairperson of the committee is recognized, Honorable Dardin H. Lama.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My committee report of Committee on Social Services, God Senior Citizen, LGBTQA, QIA+, and Children's Welfare. Committee report number 2024-1. Pursuant to the refer matter to this committee, the committee motu proprio peros the hereunder miakat Bausi resolution and decided that this matter no longer required the conduct of committee hearing. Item, resolution number 2024-01 endorsing the annual work in financial plan of the Municipal Interagency Council on Anti-Trafficking and Violence Against Women and their children's Miakat Bausi for calendar year 2025 in the amount of 1,210,200 pesos. Findings submitted before this August body is proposed work and financial plan for calendar year 2025 of Municipal Interagency Council on Anti-Trafficking and Violence Against Women and their children. The committee took cognizance of Republic Act number 9262, also known as the Anti-Violence Against Women and their Children's Act of 2004, recognized need to protect the family in each member, particularly women and children, from violence and threats to the personal safety and security. Republic Act number 9208, or the Anti-Trafficking in the Persons Act of 2003, as amended by Republic Act number 10364, expanded the Anti-Trafficking in the Persons Act of 2012, and the further amended by Republic Act 11862, or expanded Anti-Trafficking in the Person Act of 2022, provides the state shall be give highest priority to enactment of measures and development of programs that will be promote human dignity, protect the people from any threat of violence and exploitation, eliminate trafficking in the persons, and mitigate pressures for involuntary migration and servitude of people, not only to the support traffic persons, but more importantly to ensure their recovery, rehabilitation, and reintegration into the mainstream of society in a manner of this culturally responsive, gender age appropriate, and disability inclusive. The implementation of Republic Act number 9208 and 9262 and the other women's related laws and policies to the address to the problem of trafficking in the person, and BAUSI Department of the Interior and Local Government, Department of Social Welfare Development, and Department of Justice issued the Joint Memorandum Circular number 2010-1, or creation of local committees anti-trafficking violence against women and their children on October 18, 2010. The DILG issue Memorandum Circular number 2020-006, which provides guidelines in monitoring and functionality of LICAT BAUSI and serves as a tool to assist the functionality of LICAT BAUSI. The MIACAT BAUSI in the implementation, these women's related laws and policies, and to the address of the problem of trafficking in the persons, and the BAUSI, which the ultimate goal of the whole process approved by the annual work in financial plan of Miacat BAUSI of Municipality of ISULAN, calendar year 2025, as follows. Miacat BAUSI annual work and financial plan, programs, activities, approved budget, provision of psychosocial support, financial assistance to women and children survivors against BAU and TIP. Approved budget is 50,000. Conduct of Women's Month celebration. Approved budget 600,000. 18-day camping against BAU and discrimination, 25,000. Provision of counseling service to Muslim couples, 42,000. Conduct of orientation to BAU desk officer and stakeholders, 50,000. Orientation, recognition of means opposed against violence everywhere, and conduct regular meeting, 50,000. Maintenance of functional BAUSI in 17 barangays, 22,200. Conduct of Miacat BAUSI regular meeting, 21,000. Conduct of gender sensitivity training, 100,000. Conduct of workshop of LICAT BAUSI, GFPS elected officials, 50,000. Conduct of IEC on anti-Bastos law, 50,000. Safer Internet Day, 50,000, with a total of 1,210,200. Recommendation. Wherefore, premises considered, this committee hereby recommends passing resolution adopting the Miacat BAUSI annual work and financial plan for calendar year 2025 in the amount of 1,210,200. Further, that this measure be deliberated the second reading decision. Respectfully, yours submitted by the Committee on Women's and Family Solo Parents, Committee Chairman Maria Gina Lynn N. Mejia, Committee Vice Chairman yours truly, and the Committee Secretary Attorney Marie Blight A. Cartojano Garingo. That's all my report, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
What's the pleasure of the committee? Will the committee move for the adoption of the committee report?
I move my committee report for adoption on social services resolution number 2024-1, endorsing the annual work and financial plan of Municipal Interagency Council on Anti-Trafficking and Violence Against Women and their children's Miacat BAUSI for calendar year 2025 in the amount of 1,210,200 pesos, Mr. Chairman.
There's a motion for the adoption of the committee report. Any seconder? Duly seconded. Any objection? So, hearing none, the said committee report number 2024-1 of the Committee on Social Services, Gender and Development, Senior Citizens, LGBTQIA+, and Children's Welfare is hereby adopted and scheduled for second reading in today's session.
So we have no more committee reports, Your Honor. We'll proceed now to the calendar of business under second reading.
Off the
So-
record. Honorable
last na,
Morning is
oo.
recognized.
So, nag-ano man si Attorney Marco nga na may ara na daw siya reports ng tanan-tanan daw, Mr. Chair, nga mga nag-solicit kag willing na daw siya nga kung ipatawag ta, i-report niya daw tanan-tanan nga wala man siya pondera sa gipadala sa aton
Okay,
sa buong.
thank you for that information, Honorable Morning Mejia. We are now on second reading. Tama ba?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Ma'am Raquel.
So first item is the proposed measure based on the committee report of the Committee on Finance, Budget, Appropriations, and Ways and Means.
Okay na? Second reading na ta. Off the record. Second reading as regard the matter sa committee report sa Committee on Finance as regard supplemental budget of Barangay Bambad.
So once again, good morning. So this matter is on the committee report number 24, no? So kuan lamang ni siya supplemental budget atong 2 ka milyon nga aid to barangay tayo ni, no? So if there is no question, Mr. Chair, I move for resolution declaring the supplemental budget number 1 for calendar year 2024 of Barangay Bambad amounting to 2 million pesos operative in its entirety as of its effective date.
There's a motion, any seconder, duly seconded, any more discussion, amendment, objection, so hearing none, your resolution is hereby passed, declaring supplemental budget number 1 for calendar year 2024 of Barangay Bambad, amounting to 2 million pesos, operative in its entirety as of its effectivity date. Next item.
So Mr. Chair, on the Committee on Finance, Budget, and Operations, Committee Report number 2024, so proposed ordinance exempting all indigents from building permits in relation to the electrification programs. So i-plus tanay siguro, Mr. Chair.
Can we flash on our screen the
proposed
proposed ordinance as regard the ordinance waiving the collection of building permit fees to all qualified CTO electrification program beneficiaries? Can we discuss the draft ordinance item per item or section per section?
Mr. Chair.
Honorable Dalanon is recognized.
I think tanan nga barangay islan sang sitio. Tanan kay sitio electrification program actually siya.
The program is Sitio Electrification Program. Can we, is it okay with the committee? Kay nakabutang dito sir is Barangay Electrification Program, but the program itself, ang tawag sa to is Sitio Electrification. Instead of BEP, it should be SEP. Would that be okay to the committee?
Sukil ko,
Sitio
sitio manggid.
Electrification Program.
Oo. So parehas lang ba ang sitio kag barangay do?
The sitio is much smaller than the barangay.
Ang sitio abi kung sa ako lang sako pa sang barangay. Doa mo na siya. Di kun
But the program itself, ang pangalan sa program is Sitio Electrification Program.
sa bagong bayan nagagamit sila sang sitio.
Yes, sir.
Diri sa aton sa ISULAN.
We have Sitio Libertad, Sitio Iganya, composed of several puroks. Do sa mo muna. Isulan,
Yeah,
Sitio
Bayan,
Iganya.
Sitio Bago, barangay Bago, Barrio Bago.
Pero the program itself of the Sukelco is sitio
Sitio
electrification program.
Pwede man siguro bang hindi na magdula ng barangay islas ta lang sitio.
It's up to the committee. What's the
Ang official term talaga sir ng ng
program.
niya. Sityo gid siya. Sityo SEP. Tama si Engineer Dalanon.
the name of the program is Sitio Electrification Program. Honorable Dalano is suggesting to change the Barangay Electrification Program into Sitio Electrification Program to
Actually, paghatag sa akong sang draft sang ordinance, gin gid nga
Sitio gid siya.
sitio gid siya.
Sige, sige.
Islan lang tong mga
Pag public hearing ta diri sitio man ana islan sang bip ba? Bip bip bip. Di sige sitio ta na lang mamailin. Sige Mr. Chair, islan ta sang sitio. So considered na lang na siya pero pag final na sitio na naton.
Okay.
Sitio gid siya sa sukil ko abi sitio gid siya.
Okay. Please take note, Madam Secretary, to change the word barangay into sitio to align the program and the ordinance. At present, mga pila sir ang ginabayaran sa normal nga applicant sa barangay permit in sa application sa mga pila mabayaran nila or mga pila mga amount nga ma-waive naton in case ini nga ordinance mapasa.
Depende na sa Mr. Chair sa building mo kayo na una mag-apply ka sa full electrical installation or imong connection magbase ang sa imong kwan sa imong building gyapon may building permit man napig gyapon pa sina. So isipon pa na siya kung pila ka outlet, pila ka ining suga, pila dira magbari ang balaydan mo sa imong
Building permit.
building permit mo.
Mr. Chair.
Honorable Delano.
Actually, ang sitio electrification program daw may ara lang gid sila sang package nga mo lang gid ka number of outlets, number of lighting outlet, hindi siya nga pwede nga magdugang sila. Daw may package lang gid.
I suppose this is the first ordinance nga ma-create sa sininga program. What they did in other LGUs, sila executive order. But then again, since this is a waiving of fees, an ordinance is much more appropriate. Any more concern? So if there's none, what's the pleasure of the committee?
Mr. Chair, if there's no question about the proposed ordinance, I move for an ordinance waiving the collection of building permit fees on all other required fees for all qualified sitio electrification program beneficiaries, and this matter shall be deliberated on a third and final reading decision.
Second.
There's a motion for the adoption of, for the passage of an ordinance waiving the collection of building permit fees and all other fees for all qualified sitio electrification program beneficiaries. Duly seconded. Any more discussion? Amendment? Objection? So hearing none. For second reading, an ordinance is hereby passed waiving the collection of building permit fees and all other fees for all qualified sitio electrification program beneficiaries. And schedule this matter for third reading into this session.
So item number 2, proposed ordinance granting cash incentives to qualified BPATs or barangay tanods of the 17 barangays of the municipality of ISULAN. So isa-isa ko na naman, Mr. Chair.
Can we flash on our screen the draft ordinance?
During the public hearing, Mr. Chair, we've suggested that it must be 1,000 pesos, but according to our budget officer, hindi makaya kay dako na kayo ang wala pa ka na kayo nagbalik ang aton nga era sa dako so gamay. So it's better na lang gid siguro nga mag-start kita sa 500 pesos each barangay tanod kay para maka-start sa if ever nga siguro may makuhaan kita next year or the preceding year siguro, Mr. Chair, pwede naman naton siguro na i-amend for increment or increase ang aton nga said subsidy to be given to our barangay tanods.
When we see barangay tanods, Honorable Speaker, all 20 BPATs per barangay.
Apo.
That's 20 times 17.
340.
340 times 500 pesos each.
Yes, Mr.
Monthly.
Chair. Monthly.
Any more concern?
20, it's 20 tanods times 17 barangays times 500, then times 12. So 2 million siya. May we know, sir, how much ang honorarium ng ng mga tanod sa barangay? Pero di ba ilain-lain man ang rate nila, no? Like sa
Depende,
Kalawag do siguro, sir.
Depende, Honorable Blight, sa kadakon sang ira nila. Halimbawa, ang Kalawag dos naga 3,000 to 3,200 a month sila. Ang 3,000. So, ang lagilayan sa mga 3,000 man yapon, ang worst is ang aton nga tayugo, kaya ang ilang quarterly nila is only 600 pesos. So, kung isipon mo, 300 pesos ang quarterly nila. So, 100 pesos ang piso a month lang sila. Ang ilang atano ito kaluoy ba? Ay kamay man ang ila-ira.
Sir, ang tanod up to 20 lang gid per barangay.
According sa local government code, ang pwede, ang allowed lang gid sa isa ka barangay, 20 ka barangay tanod lang gid.
Pero di ba gina-accredit sila sang DILG? Dati?
20 lang gid ang accredit.
Wala na ba? Wala na ba accreditation?
Sa akon sang una, nagaduga ako sa mga barangay purok BPATs, pero hindi siya sulod sa barangay BPAT. Kay according sa local government code, 20 lang gid ang allowed sa barangay.
So other than the 20, ang excess si barangay na mag-shoulder.
Bala na siya kung
To
ano
include
niya
the, aning 20 naton, sir, insured ba ni sila gyapon?
ang sa akon sula insured sa Red Cross group insurance.
Okay. So ang iban nga barangay, atong 300 pesos nga honoraria per quarter, ano nga barangay ato siya?
Tayugo.
Tayugo. So 100 pesos per month ang ilang mabaton nga honoraria.
Current rate na nila, sir, or dati pa na, sir? Current.
Hindi ko balaan kay amo nang nagawas dili pag during public hearing amo tong na voice out ni Honorable Litrero nga amo lang to iyagin hatag siya nga barangay tanod.
Anong plano ninyo, sir? I-release ni siya quarterly?
Monthly.
Monthly.
Monthly pero sa soon kung next year or probably the proceeding years kung basi kung pwedeng ang title ta hindi na granting kundi institutionalizing the barangay BPATs, the peacekeeping team naton. So institutionalized na nga pati ang insurance niya kung makaya bayaran sa LGU kay may mga sambarangays nga wala sila nasulod sa group insurance, Mr. Chair.
So at present Mr. Speaker, mga pila ang at present pila ang nabaton subong sa mga BPATs naton from the LGU ISULAN.
Wala.
Wala patas ang
Wala.
kay ay ang aton nga barangay health worker may ara sa ginabaton.
1,001 as of now 2,000 na.
Ang daycare worker naton may ginabaton ma'am from LGU
Ara.
as our counterpart
Ara.
from our BPAT.
Wala pa, Mr. Chair.
May
First
ara
time.
kita sang BPAT paid by the LGU 8,000 pesos per month. Puro LGU paid to sila.
Oo. Itong nga duty diri sa mga schools, sa mga sila.
Abi ko may ara sila sang ano ba, honorarium from the MPOC fund.
Amo ni, ang himuon ta pa.
This fund will be taken halin sa MPOC.
General fund and MPOC.
Peace and Order Fund.
Ah. Wala gid ma'am likewise.
May nakita tanga pondo sa MPOC ma'am. I don't know if may memory serves me right. May ara sila sang uniform allowance lang but hindi ko lang makita.
One trainings kag uniform allowance do mo na.
Atong police auxiliary BPAT/BPATs naton tong LGU paid nga baton sila 8,000 pesos.
Do job order na to sila
Mr.
ya.
Chair, ma-remember mo kung ginatagaan naton sila sang Christmas bonus?
Do
Wala ang tanod.
Or ano, wala no? Ay,
Ang-
sa bagay, hindi naman siya naton.
ang
gali
bonus
covered,
nga
no?
makatag kita at atong mga
Ay, ang
BPATs
ginatagaan naton, galitong ano, tong aton nga. Sorry,
BPATs under the
na-confuse
LGU,
ako. Oo,
tong
okay,
mga
okay. Amo galitong
former
under
police
sa-
auxiliaries. Oh.
Do kwan job
Oh. Okay, any more concern?
Mr. Chair, there's no question about the proposed ordinance. I move for a resolution acting on ordinance granting a 500 pesos monthly subsidy honoraria to its qualified member of Barangay Peacekeeping Action Team, BPAT, Barangay Tanod in the Municipality of ISULAN.
Second.
There's a motion, duly seconded. Any more discussion? Amendment, objection? So hearing none, a resolution is hereby passed enacting an ordinance granting a 500 peso monthly allowance, subsidy, honoraria to each qualified member of Barangay Peacekeeping Action Team or BPAT, Barangay Tanod in the Municipality of Isulan, appropriating funds thereof and for other purposes. And schedule this matter for third reading in today's session.
So last on second reading, Mr. Chair, proposed ordinance institutionalizing the mental health care program in the Municipality of Isulan, establishing mechanisms and guidelines for its implementation, adopting certain provisions of Republic Act 11036, appropriating funds thereof and for other purposes. So i-plus ta ni Mr. Chair, hinay-hinay lang, pabasa ta. Purma man lang yapon ni sa DOH nga kon.
While waiting for the draft ordinance to be flashed, any opening statement from the chairman as regard this proposed matter?
So isa sini ang mental health care program ta dapat kani sini sa during sa public hearing namon nga may ara kita nga building gid nga the office sini kaya accordingly hambal ni doktora hindi lang ang normal nga tao ang nagkakaroon ng mental health disorder no bisan mga empleyado kung matamaan ta ka stress daw nag mental disorder man kita so ini siya as tong nagligal nga binulan kuan kita sa mga youth ang mga peer educator training kita pila to ka mga iski ang ato na training so ginapakuan tayo ning may ara kita nga mental health care program kung sa diin per barangay subong may ara naman kita nga adolescence office no nga desk. So bisan pa gani pero last month may ara pa kita nga duha ka barangay nga may nag-commit nga suicide sa aton nga adolescent nato no. Barangay Kinram kag barangay Kalawag Dos nga pros babae to no nagbigti sila. So ina gyapon under gyapon sa mental health care program naton tani. Pero amo na nga ginapalawak ta ining aton nga mental health care program sa tanan man no. Kay ang isa to nagawas sa Kalawag Dos si Alan Buang daw nang nagalagaw-lagaw dira nga mga medyo kuan kun ano ang mahimo sina nga madakop pa na sila kag magkuan pero kabudlay gid. So ang suggestion sa to ni doktora kung may pamilya siya mentino na lang kapakapainom sa bulong kung mapainom kundi hindi mo man na madakop kay gabato man no. So may ara pag dira tong isa tong picture nga buang man kag atong isa tong diwal-diwal yang dila. So budlay man to nga mga pandakpon mo to. So later on hambal ko gani sa suggest to kung may ara kita na nga office mahimo kita sang isa ka do kulungan siguro nga bakal kay ato mga uncontrolled nga mga buang kung di gid makontrol ipansakta siguro dito kung ano o mapakaon siya mapatagaan sang bulong first aid matagaan siya anay no.
Yes, and moreover, mental health issue is a serious threat hindi lang sa itong na-mention ni Honorable Dolar, but to all of us. This concerns everyone. During the public hearing, it was also mentioned na mag-establish ang program ang LGU, Mental Health Awareness Campaign, kung sa diin the public will be educated as regard the mental health issues, ano mga pa-obrahon naton, how to reduce the stigma, and promoting healthy well-being, counseling and psychological support, access to mental health services, and it was also mentioned that we will be having a MOA with an accredited psychiatric or psychologist kung may mga referral matter kita. May mga community-based programs and school-based mental health programs. Inside this ordinance, may ara man gapon committee that will handle or a council that will handle the program sa mental health programs naton. Actually, this is a good step sa LGU naton that through this ordinance, amat-amat naton establish ang programs naton sa mental health. Yes, Honorable Garing is
Mr. Chair, may
recognized.
ask our proponent if there is a provision there on funding. How much is the initial proposed funding for the implementation of this ordinance? Ma'am, may we suggest to the proponent to put a minimum amount of for the implementation of the project? Give me an offer. Hindi kasi para we will be ensured that this will be funded for implementation next year. Kasi an ordinance without funding cannot be implemented.
Honorable Garingo for your suggestion on the funding in at least 300,000 for the implementation of the said program.
Any more concern as regard the draft ordinance?
Sa trust fund. Sige. So, Mr. So, Mr. Chair, if there's no question, I move for an resolution acting on ordinance institutionalizing the mental health care program in the municipality of ISULAN, establishing mechanisms and guidelines for implementation, adopting certain provisions of the Public Act 11036, appropriating funds thereof and for other purposes.
Second.
And this measure shall be debated on a third reading decision.
There's a motion, duly seconded. Any more discussion, amendment, objection? So hearing none, a resolution is hereby passed, enacting an ordinance institutionalizing the mental health care program in the municipality of Isulan, establishing the mechanisms and guidelines for its implementation, adopting certain provisions of Republic Act 11036, appropriating funds thereof and for other purposes. And schedule this matter for third reading in today's session.
Next is the proposed measure based on the committee report of the Committee on Women and Family and Solo Parent.
The chairperson of the committee is recognized.
I move for the approval of my committee report, passing resolution adopting the Miakat Bausi annual work and financial plan for calendar year 2025 in the amount of 1,210,200.
There's a motion for the passage of resolution adopting the Miakat Vauci annual work and financial plan for calendar year 2025 in the amount of 1,210,200 pesos. Duly seconded. Any more discussion, amendment, objection? So hearing none, the said motion is hereby approved and the said resolution is hereby approved.
So, Your Honor, we have no more items under second reading. We'll proceed now to the third and final reading. So first, we have the proposed ordinance waiving the collection of building permit fees and all other fees for all qualified situ electrification program beneficiaries.
The chairperson of the Committee on Finance is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. For third and final reading, I move for an ordinance waiving the collection of building permit fees and all other required fees for all qualified situ electrification program beneficiaries.
There's a motion for the approval of an ordinance waiving the collection of building permit fees and all other fees for all qualified situ electrification program beneficiaries. Duly seconded. Any objection? So, there being none, on third and final reading, an ordinance waiving the collection of building permit fees and all other fees for a qualified situ electrification program beneficiaries is hereby approved. Next item, Madam Secretary.
Next, on third and final reading, we have the ordinance granting a 500 pesos monthly subsidy honoraria to each qualified member of Barangay Peacekeeping Action Team or BPAT, Barangay Tanod in the municipality of Isulan, appropriating funds therefore and for other purposes.
Honorable Dolar is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So, for a third and final reading, I move for an ordinance granting a 500 pesos monthly subsidy honoraria to its qualified member of Barangay Peacekeeping Action Team or BPAT, Barangay Tanod in the municipality of ISULAN.
There's a motion, duly seconded. Any objection? So, hearing none. On third and final reading, an ordinance granting a 500 peso monthly on subsidy honoraria to each qualified member of the Barangay Peacekeeping Action Team or BPAT, Barangay Tanod in the municipality of Isulan, appropriating funds therefore and for other purposes is hereby approved.
Next, on third and final reading, we have the ordinance institutionalizing the mental health care program in the municipality of Isulan, establishing mechanisms and guidelines for its implementation, adopting certain provisions of Republic Act 11036, appropriating funds therefore and for other purposes.
The chairperson of the Committee on Health is recognized.
So before I move for its final reading, Mr. Chair, I would like to thank my committee and of course the presiding officer and the staff of this office, and especially to my to all SB members, especially to Honorable Bright Caringo for her suggestion on funding. So Mr. Chair, on third and final reading, I move for an ordinance institutionalizing the mental health care program in the municipality of Isulan, establishing mechanisms and guidelines for its implementation, adopting certain provisions of Republic Act 11036, appropriating funds therefore and for other purposes.
Second.
There's a motion, duly seconded. Any objection? So, hearing none, on third and final reading, an ordinance is hereby passed institutionalizing the mental health care program in the municipality of Isulan, establishing mechanisms and guidelines for its implementation, adopting certain provisions of Republic Act number 11036, appropriating funds thereof and for other purposes.
So,
Yes, Ma'am Rax.
so we have already exhausted the items in the order of business, Your Honor. We'll proceed now to the unassigned business.
Under unassigned business, this representation would like to extend the invitation that this coming September 26 to 27, 2024, we are all invited to the Provincial Land Use Committee or PLOC review for the municipality's comprehensive land use plan and zoning ordinance for year 2023 to 2032 at Hotel Hexandria, National Highway Isulan, Sultan, KUDARAT. And we are hoping that all members will be present on the said date. PLOC review this coming September 26 to 27 at Hotel Hexandria. All members of the Sangguniang Bayan are invited. Honorable Morning Mihia is recognized.
Good morning, everyone. Mr. Chair, may lambing lang sa ako ni mga staff ta dire kay do halos tanan daw nga mga offices naka-capdev na. So base ang aton pwede ta naman ma-schedule kay do dugay-dugay December na busy naman ta.
That's why we waited for your arrival before kami mag-schedule sang CapDev. Yes, we will surely schedule our CapDev together with all our staffs. Ma'am Raquel. Off the we've already exhausted our all items under our agenda for this day. If there are no more matters to be taken up at 11:57 today, September 23, 2024, the